If your Google business profile just got suspended, don't panic, but also don't wait. And here's the part that most people don't know. I'm gonna take you step by step through our process, even the steps that most people don't know. Most owners try to fix this the wrong way and they end up having their Google profile suspended forever without ever knowing why. Every day that your Google My Business profile keeps on being suspended, we're losing thousands of dollars worth of free calls on the table. So in this video, I'm going to show you our exact process to unsuspend business profiles for our clients. First, let's take a look at your Google My Business profile. Likely you're on this page on your Google Business Profile Manager. Here we have lots of clients here. But the first thing I want you to take a look at is their most business profiles are in different steps. There are multiple ways to actually verify your profile. So our recommended step is that you have a physical address to where you can represent your business and you record your vehicle, your business, and different assets to your business, right? That's the easiest way to get verified, is that you go to a physical location, you take a video of your office and different assets in your business and you send it to Google. And from there, usually it takes anywhere between 2 to 5 days to get verified. Although this process is kind of annoying, you gotta go to a different place. And if you didn't do your video correctly, you're gonna have to go back and do it again. Right now, there are other ways to do it. If you're a service-based business, let's say you don't have a physical location, there is an option for you to send a text message to your phone number or have Google give you a call, and there's one way to get verified, but I've only seen that option work for businesses that don't have a physical address, right? So if you're a service-based business, then you can do that. However, even if you don't have an office, you only have the only physical house that you live in, I recommend registering your business with the address that you currently live in, because businesses that actually have an address that's displayed, they are known to rank higher and show locally to businesses rather than businesses who are afraid to show their location and address online, right? So keep that in mind. Is yes, you can get reviews and rank when you have a service-based business, but business profiles that always have an address, they're going to rank higher than you simply because there's an address that people can actually search. And when Google is ranking your business based on proximity to the local people around you, that's a better way for you to get verified. So maybe, you're in the verification stage, I recommend getting the video option, and if that doesn't work, you're still unverified, let's take a look at your profile, right? So a lot of businesses that we have gotten verified, one of the biggest things, let's say your status is say, hey, verification required. It either says verification required, verification pending, edits pending, or it'll say you're suspended, right? If you're in the case of you're suspended in your business, what you need to do now, instead of the thing about Google is there's no phone number that you can call. Instead of just sending an email to Google and waiting forever to get a response, because thousands of people are doing this per day and there's no monetary incentive for Google to help you, what you need to do next, honestly, is analyze your profile, make sure the information is correct, and start a new one. Right? There's honestly no point of trying to resolve a suspended profile unless you have a profile that has hundreds and thousands of reviews and you got suspended for no reason, right? But most of you are probably here because you just started a profile and it got suspended, right? Maybe you had a profile in the past. What you need to do is take a look at the information on your profile, right? And make sure all the information is correct, right? For example, some of the business owners that we worked with, the name on your business that you put in the name, so let's say your business is called Airway LLC, that needs to show on your truck and all those assets. Do not name your business a name that is not the same on your assets, because when you record a video showing Google your business, if your business is called Airway LLC, but the sign on all your assets say Airway Heating and Cooling, that doesn't represent your business in any way, right? So rather, you have a name that actually represents your business. On the other hand, what you can also provide is a DBA document showing that your business actually has that legitimate ability to carry that name with you, right? But we want to make sure that all the information on your profile closely matches your business when you make a new profile, right? Because if you're already suspended and you make a new profile and you keep inputting the wrong information, we're running around in circles, right? But let's say you don't have any options to verify your business any further, right? You're suspended, you've done everything you can, you've tried every single way, or maybe you've tried every single way to verify and instead there's no options left. From there, you're probably thinking, I'm totally screwed. Every time you create a new one, you end up in a black hole in a big circle. So the best option that I've seen is from here, we even hired multiple people to do this, is there's a page right here through Google Business Profile Help, right? So what you want to do here is you want to select your business and you want to tell them what is happening, provide different resources and a way for them to contact you. But don't just do this once. Do this 3-5 times and do it multiple times, because what actually happens after you submit a case to Google is that, it goes through a query and then, you get assigned a random person overseas. So what actually happens is, in order to get people really assigned to your case, you should submit this multiple times, right? And what I want you to keep in mind is when you submit a case, you're going to get a case ID, right? And I want you to note what that case ID is, but you definitely want to get a case submitted here, right? And the next thing that you want to do, you want to tell them everything that you've tried, more about your business, and show as much legitimate proof as possible. Here you can provide different documents to show that you're a legitimate business, right? Don't just tell them, here's the problem, give them as much proof as possible, right? So submit this 3 to 5 times, the more the merrier, right? And the next thing to expedite this process is actually, there's no, if you email Google, they take honestly a horrendous amount of time to respond to you. If you go to, there's no phone number to call them, but actually the best way to actually reach them is going to X or Twitter, right? So what you can do is, obviously you want to have a profile on X. And I want you to notice right here that people actually mention Google My Business and they say the problem, right? So Nahit said right here, there's an issue with my Google profile, there's no blah, 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 blah. And so just tell them what the problem's going on. And actually, I think a real person will actually respond to you on Google My Business here. And what they're actually gonna tell you is to DM this profile your case ID, right? They're gonna take the case ID over DM and they're gonna respond to you. And I've seen that when we've actually done this, we give them our case ID, they're actually gonna respond to us much faster, and we're able to get our problem resolved, within 2 weeks, right? As fast as anywhere between 5 to 10 days, right? But the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you submit a case ID to Google, right? They're going to be able to provide you with that case. But hey, if you send a DM to Google, you send them a message, they don't respond, I literally have 5 to 7 profiles for our business, that we help submit our clients. So not only are we, submitting multiple cases, is we're mentioning and we're submitting multiple DMs on Twitter, right? The more contact that you have, I don't know how it works in the business, but the more times that they're going to actually respond to you, they're going to get to your case and they actually respond to us during the DMs, right? So this is honestly the fastest way I've seen to get your profile unsuspended by creating a new one, or getting them to respond, creating a case, and getting them to, respond to you right away, right? So continuously follow with Google, follow this process, and hey, if this helps, or maybe you don't want to do this process yourself, click the link below, book a call with my team, and see how we can help you fix your profile or add more existing profiles to your business so that you can get more free calls from Google and ChatGPT.